Japan, an empire that wants to grow. He took a big gamble. This country, with a population of 100 million, entered a great war under the leadership of its emperors. It could not combat the enemy's superior numbers and industrial power. All these developments led Japan to develop a different kind of strategy. The solution is kamikaze. October 25, 1944. Location: Leyte, Guelph, Philippines. Target: U.S. aircraft carrier, USS St. Louis. For the first time, an American aircraft carrier was sunk by a kamikaze attack. In this attack, 143 American sailors were killed and 200 were injured. But this was just the beginning. The most intense kamikaze waves. It took place in the Battle of Luzon Island and Okinawa. Approximately 4,000 to 5,000 soldiers lost their lives, and 12,000 were injured in kamikaze attacks. A total of 34 ships were sunk, and more than 300 were damaged. The total number of pilots who carried out kamikaze attacks is estimated to be between 3,800 and 4,000. The numbers are not exact because some planes were shot down before reaching their targets, but the generally accepted number is around 3,800. According to these pilots who act according to the Bushido doctrine, duty is as heavy as a mountain, death is as light as a feather. Another purpose of kamikaze attacks is It was to show that a possible invasion of the Japanese mainland would be very costly to the Americans. Kamikaze pilots were generally selected on a volunteer basis within the Imperial Japanese Navy and Air Force. However, it is difficult to say that this volunteering is always done with completely free will. Officers or higher-ranking officers would ask pilots, "Who's ready to give their life for the Emperor?" You had to answer yes to this question, or raise your hand. Otherwise, you would be branded as a coward. For this reason, many soldiers felt compelled to volunteer. Kamikaze pilots would drink sake one last time before their flight. This meant saying goodbye and gathering courage. When the kamikaze attacks began, the US Navy was initially shocked, because such suicide attacks were unusual and effective. However, over time they developed numerous military, technological, and tactical measures. Radar detection, and early warning systems. Another solution was to take advantage of air superiority. American fighter planes constantly patrolled the air. Attempts were made to shoot down Japanese kamikaze planes while they were in the air. As a last resort, intense anti-aircraft fire and new weapons were used. The ships were armed with numerous 20mm and 40mm anti-aircraft guns. Additionally, numerous machine gun nests were placed on the upper decks of the ships. An air defense barrage was created before the planes approached. Some kamikaze planes managed to find their target despite everything. However, kamikaze attacks were not enough to change the course of the war. Japan surrendered unconditionally on September 2, 1945, by signing the treaty on the deck of the battleship USS Missouri. Although this extraordinary attack by the kamikaze pilots was not enough to save their country, it did ensure they took their rightful place in history.